Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. A couple of notes before we get started. There's a link to my SQLite database, R code, in the description below. Don't forget to click the S button on the bottom right corner of your screen to subscribe. And don't forget to share the Caribou Data Science channel with one of your friends this week. A big shout out to all the 15 people who've already subscribed to the Caribou Data Science channel. Okay, I just updated my database, so let's just check the information, make sure it really is up to date. That's right. That's right. And that's right. Very good. Okay, let's begin with the report for the U.S. Okay, let's just take a look at this section by section. So as usual, we start out by loading our libraries, pulling some data. You can see there is some data here, clearly 187 records, rows. Now we do a summary and a quick plot of cases. Okay, take a look at cases. Cases, minimum of still 17,588. The average number of cases per day is 37,688. And the maximum reported was 78,427. Deaths, minimum of 242 per day, mean of 1,200 per day, and a maximum of 4,928 per day. So now let's take a look at the daily chart. Okay. Since before, but look at this down. Look at this here. This appears to be, even if we got a spike here, the 14-day average continues to decline a little bit, which is a bit encouraging. Now let's check deaths. As we can see, the pattern of deaths is continuing to hold. Slight incline, but it's now holding about 1,000. So you could say we had close to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 periods. I'm not sure what this actually is. This should be days. There's more than 10 days here. Maybe 20 days worth of pretty much leveling out here. Again, even this peak here is not close to here. Okay, let's continue on. What are we going to look at next? We're going to look at non-moving averages by day, by week, and by month for the U.S. Okay, the week of COVID-19 cases, you can see that last week, this is a bit encouraging because you can see that last week's cases we've now had 1, 2, 3, 4 straight weeks of declining cases based on a weekly basis. This, of course, is the current week of the 16th. Deaths are continuing to hold. 5,000 deaths last week. Maybe 6,000 deaths last week, which is down from the previous week. Weekly change in data rates. Actually, I converted this back to the estimated death rates by week. So you can see we peaked back here at 9.1. As of last week, we continue to hold at around 2%. Now, if we look at that as a difference between a 9.1 to 2%, that's a 7% decline. Those 7% decline represent lives saved. Okay, and you can see here the number of lives saved has declined. As a matter of fact, it's down 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row now, which indicate that there is a fewer deaths per week due to a decline in the death rate. So now let's come down to monthly death rates. Plot again. Come back over here. So we can see again that the worst week of all. Here was the first spike, so to speak, and here's the current spike. So what we see here is the huge spike, well over 160,000 for the first week of July. And the current month of August, we've only seen for the first 2 weeks, we've only seen about maybe 75,000 cases, down from the previous month. Deaths, you can see that the trend is clearly still down. Last week was about 15, about 2,000. Okay, a little under 2,000, which was least than yesterday. Death rate, you can see the death rate is holding around 2%. Estimated lives saved by month. So over 80,000 lives were saved due to a decline in the death rate. Wow. Well, last week was around 40,000 lives saved. Take a look here. Weekly, the average number of cases per week. You can see the average number of cases is declining, which is probably a good sign because it means that the daily totals are also declining. Deaths, again, we see that it's pretty much completely flattened out again here. Now let's take a look at the monthly averages. Cases, you can see the cases are down a little bit from last week. Well, here's the spike before. And finally, the average deaths per month. You can see that so far this month, we have exceeded the total for July. But we haven't come close to matching either April or May. Okay, so that's it for the U.S. report. One more time, I want to thank you for stopping by. And also, if you haven't done so already, click on that red S in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel. Also, I'd appreciate it if you would click like and share on this video. Catch you on the next report. Take care. Bye.